How's it going, folks? Adrian here, long time no see. Welcome back to the channel for a midweek MMO news drop, and we've got loads to cover with some of these dating back to the very first week of the month. So let's get straight to the news summaries, beginning with World of Warcraft. Blizzard held its BlizzCon Online this past weekend, and there's plenty of good news out for most games under their umbrella. But focusing on the MMOs, World of Warcraft is getting the first major update for its Shadowlands expansion soon, titled Chains of Domination. That means more story content is coming, of course, but so too is a new raid, the Sanctum of Domination, and there's a new 8-boss mega dungeon, new areas and mounts in the Maw, new Torghast layers, and flying in Shadowlands, which is something everyone is excited about. Story-wise, now that Denathrius is out of the way, our heroes can finally focus on the Jailer, and you can check out the epic story cinematic trailer that they showed off for BlizzCon, but be warned, if you haven't touched Shadowlands and you do plan to, there's huge spoilers and twists in that video. Sticking with BlizzCon news, WoW Classic players are getting their first expansion this year, the Burning Crusade Classic. Included with everyone's subscription for no added cost, the Burning Crusade Classic will bring about pretty much most of the original features from 2007, including the addition of 2 new races, the Blood Elves and the Draenei, alongside flying mounts, jewel crafting, gems of power, the Ring of Trials arena, and more. Crucially for WoW Classic players, you'll be given a choice. You can either take your Classic characters forward and progress through the TBC era, or to continue adventuring in the original WoW Classic content on all new Classic era servers coming with the rollout of the Burning Crusade Classic. Players who want to experience the best of both worlds will have the option to clone each WoW Classic character as an optional paid service, allowing each character to venture forth into the Burning Crusade Classic while their copies continue their original adventure on a Classic era realm. More details on each realm type and the available options for characters will be provided at a later date. On top of that, level 58 character boost services will be added as well, the closer we get to the expansion's launch. Moving on now to the Elder Scrolls Online. Tomorrow, February 25th, marks the beginning of the Tribunal Celebration event in-game, where all players will receive bonus rewards for playing in Morrowind and the Clockwork City DLC. That also means that both the Morrowind chapter and the Clockwork City DLC will be on sale at 50% off. You'll get double reward boxes for zone daily quests and weekly quests in these 2 areas, on top of additional boss loot and more harvest yields. It's a pretty good way to go back and grab any outfit page styles you've missed, plus these new coffers do drop some new skins as well. You'll have until March 9th to farm your hearts out. Next up, pretty big news from Amazon's New World MMO, and it's about the new release date. New World is now set to launch on the 31st of August 2021, the same date that it was supposed to launch a year ago before being delayed. From now until then, the alpha will continue, and Amazon states in the official website article that the additional time will be spent on game improvements before launch. Now, for those of you who have already pre-ordered New World, the closed beta which you have access to is scheduled to begin on July 20th. The CBT will preview features like the 5-player expeditions, kinda like a dungeon, and the 20 versus 20 outpost rush for PvP. You can learn more at the website linked down below. Now let's backtrack a little to the start of the month, and just in case you missed it, Square Enix has announced Endwalker, a brand new expansion coming to Final Fantasy XIV this fall. There's so many reasons to be excited for this, so let's run through some features announced during the showcase. Endwalker is going to conclude the Hydaelyn and Zodiark narrative, and the writer is the same person who did Shadowbringers, so you know you are in for a good time. The level cap will increase from 80 to 90, and there will be 2 new jobs added in the form of the Sage, which is a healer, and the second is a melee job that's still unannounced. We'll get to travel to new areas in Endwalker like Garlemald, Thavnair, and the city of Rods at Han while questing. And it goes without saying that there's new group content for PvE and PvP as well. You can check out the microsite for all the details. I've put the link down below. AION players, the free-to-play MMORPG has gotten some brand new updates this week, today in fact, in the form of Minion Awakening and Yorn-forged weapons. Starting today, rank 4 As-grade minions can be awakened at a price, but doing so grants you a new mini-minion slot for bonus stats, which will be handy. Yorn-forged weapons, on the other hand, is a powerful endgame weapon set that has its own progression system, and it requires plenty of love and care in the form of enchantments to rank it up, which in return gives you a significant edge in battle. These are only a couple of the features included in the new update, so check out the link below to learn more. Up next, and a quick note for Lord of the Rings Online players, the MMO's Bull Roarer test server has opened up for a few days, and the focus is on the brand new upcoming content titled Update 29 Wildwood. It contains a new area with all new story quests, in addition to 2 new 3-player scaling instances set in Eriador. The patch notes I've linked down below will tell you all about what else is included in this preview and how to pick up the instance quests if you're keen to test them out. For anyone looking for something that's non-fantasy and out of this world, there's Prosperous Universe to check out. This is an economic space MMO that has officially entered its early access phase today, and that means a universe reset has also taken place, affecting all alpha players prior. This marks the beginning of a subscription-only pricing model with several packages available. If you haven't heard of Prosperous Universe, it's a real-time business simulation MMO set in the not-so-distant future. You are the CEO of your own spacefaring company, so you'll explore the galaxy, design spaceships, forge alliances with other players, and most importantly, the focus of the game is to produce, trade, transport, and profit. You'll play the game through your web browser using a customizable UI called the Apex, and the economy is completely player-driven. However, don't expect flashy graphics and art. You'll be staring at the UI crunching numbers like an accountant in my experience. Moving on, Cryptic's free-to-play Dungeons & Dragons MMO Neverwinter has got some brand new content out this month in the form of the Iron Tooth, the first episode of the Sharandar module. This episode contains revamps to the Sharandar Zone, which was first introduced back in 2013, and players will find a new Sharandar social hub, plus all new stories in the ruins of Malabog Adventure Zone, a new lair, and the Vault of Stars endgame dungeon. This is the first episode in a series of 3, so stay tuned for more. Let's take a segue and talk about some MMO industry news now, and there's some interesting things happening over at Riot Games, developers of the hit mobile League of Legends. See, back in December, there was a rumor floating around that Riot were planning on making an MMO based on League of Legends set in Runeterra. The rumors were proven to be true, and this week massively uncovered their hiring site, which states that the team are indeed looking for MMO veterans to join the project. Although not much is known about this League MMO, even its working title, which means we're far, far away from anything substantial. The good news for us is that there's a new major studio MMO to look forward to. The bad news is the term MMO has evolved so much over the last few years that this game could be anything. From an MMO loot shooter to a survival game, who knows. But I'm a fan of League and played it a lot when I was younger, so I am looking forward to it. How about you? And next up, this MMO mouse is so good, I have to share it with you guys. I'm talking about the Razer Naga X, the company's latest mouse for its flagship Naga MMO series. So I've been using Nagas for close to 10 years now, and this 2021 Naga X is currently the best one I've used so far. It came out toward the end of January and I've been using it since, for pretty much everything MMO related that has a hotbar and plenty of skills. For those of you already using Nagas or something similar like Logitech or Corsair, you know the deal. You get 12 thumb grid buttons on the side of the mouse that's customizable. So what makes this Naga X better? It's the weight, and I was and still am surprised by how light the Naga X is compared to the other Nagas I have, which are on the heavier side. So when you pair the lightweight factor with the addition of these mouse feet things added on the bottom, the mouse just glides, and I've been having a much better time turning and fighting in high intensity PvP modes like Guild Wars 2's World vs. World, for example. So if you're looking for a new MMO mouse that's super light, I highly recommend the Razer Naga X, linked below. Alright, let's go over to the mobile section then, with Netmarble's Blade and Soul Revolution. The mobile version of BNS will launch globally on the 4th of March, some 2 years after its debut in South Korea. App Store and Google Play pre-registrations have been going on for a while, since my last news drop video in fact. So if you want some extra rewards at launch and you still haven't pre-registered, there's still time to do it. The global launch will have 5 classes: the Blade Master, Destroyer, Kung Fu Master, Force Master, and Summoner. For those who haven't heard of BNS Revolution, it's a faithful mobile recreation of the PC MMORPG, which includes all the cinematic story moments, the characters, and even dungeons that BNS players will definitely recognize. The game launched in my region last year, and I have already played it. It's decent in some parts, not so much in others, and I'll talk more about it the closer we get to launch. Next up, Warhammer has made a return to the MMORPG scene, but it's probably not on the platform you wanted. Yes, we've known that Warhammer Odyssey, the mobile MMO, was coming for quite some time now, and it's finally soft launched in a few regions. The game thankfully doesn't include autoplay mechanics like other mobile MMOs from the East, and it does cover a lot of ground in terms of what you'd expect from an MMO. PvE questing, grinds, PvP, all taking place in the old world setting, featuring classes like the Dwarf Slayer, Human Witch Hunters, High Elf Archmage, and more. I'm playing through it at the moment, so stay tuned for a review. Check out your App Store or Google Play on your phone to see if it's available for you, or if not, you can always use BlueStacks on your PC. Right, let's wrap this up with the not-so-MMO section now and talk about Magic Legends, the co-op ARPG based on Magic the Gathering. Earlier this month, Perfect World and Cryptic Studios announced that Magic Legends will launch its open beta next month on the 23rd of March. There's a catch, however. The open beta is exclusive to the Epic Game Store, and at time of recording this, there hasn't been any plans announced to expand that to Steam or elsewhere. Folks who do take part in the open beta will get to claim a free goodie package containing some buffs and boosts. Since it's free, and if you need time to kill while waiting for something like a Diablo 4, why not give it a shot? And that's all I've got for now, folks. If there's news for a game you play that isn't covered here, do let us know what's going on down in the comments, and stay tuned for the weekend news drop as I get myself up to speed on everything else I've missed. In the meantime, hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to the channel for more MMO content. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching.